My boy is getting pushed to say sorry for turning down a girl who's ignoring his clear nose, and now my spouse believes I'm an ass for backing him up, plus that our boy is turning into an ass himself. Posted by you/sadpiece42. Throwaway account here, but this mess feels like pure teen soap opera crap that a grown-up like me shouldn't be tangled in, though perhaps I'm off base and overlooking stuff. Alright, picture this. My spouse, 41F, and me, 45M, share 2 children, 17F and 15M. My spouse's closest pal, 40F, has a pair of girls, 18F and 15F. My spouse's closest pal relocated to our area roughly 6 years back. My spouse and her closest pal have been gently nudging the pair of 15-year-olds toward pairing off. I see that as odd and somewhat unsettling. Roughly 2 years prior, my spouse's closest pal's younger girl seemed to catch feelings for our boy. Our boy confided in me, saying he felt nothing in return. So, we chatted about ways to politely yet solidly turn her away. Over the following couple of years, she's come at him several times more, and he's restated his disinterest each go. This recent summer, my spouse's closest pal's elder girl hit 18. Her folks spared no expense on her birthday bash. It spanned an entire weekend packed with celebrations and gatherings. Among the highlights was a paired-up supper for the elder girl plus her buddies and their pairs. The younger girl from my spouse's closest pal wanted in on the supper but lacked a partner. She invited our boy, and he said yes, but strictly as pals and solely for that evening. Off they went as a duo. Post-supper, the pairs all viewed 10 Things I Hate About You as a group. It marked our boy's debut watch, and he noted how neat the Heath Ledger performance bit struck him. That detail matters down the line. My work associate, 44M, hosts a massive Halloween bash annually, going on 5 years strong. Everyone from our staff gets the nod, alongside tight-knit pals and relatives. Costumes are mandatory, with awards for top solo outfit, team ensemble, and duo getup. My spouse's closest pal and her crew get the invite yearly, no question. This year's Halloween gathering hits tonight, October 26th. Now, on to why I'm spilling this. A month back, our boy was at classes when my spouse's closest pal's younger girl barreled his way with a full-blown musical skit. She wrapped it by requesting he escort her to the Halloween bash. Our boy, fed up, declared loud and clear, for all nearby ears, that he's got no romantic vibe for her whatsoever. Naturally, high school being what it is, a few peers chuckled, and she bolted off in tears. She's faced rough teasing ever since. My spouse's closest pal is furious and insists our boy must make amends to her girl. My spouse sides with that and figures, at bare minimum, he ought to shield her from the teasing. Our boy points out he's been upfront about his zero interest for 2 full years, repeating it endlessly. Now, he views it as borderline stalking aimed at him, and it's not on him to protect her from the fallout of her own chasing. I back our boy completely. My spouse and I have clashed repeatedly over it since the blow-up. Lately, in the past few weeks, it's ramped up because another girl, whom my spouse's closest pal's daughter apparently can't stand, asked our boy to pair with her for the bash, and he went for it. They're rocking a seriously cool duo costume. That has my spouse seething, since she believes he should skip taking anyone else to the event just to show some courtesy. I call that absurd. I'm set to chauffeur them over with me. My spouse is now boycotting the bash and labeling me an ass while claiming I'm molding our boy into one too. So, am I the ass? He replies. Replier. Has the girl's dad caught wind of this whole mess? He doesn't pop up in the story at all. OP's reply. The girl's dad lines up with my take. He hasn't voiced it to his spouse to avoid stirring trouble at home, but he's solidly in my corner. He's warned his own girl repeatedly to back off my boy. Replier. I urge you to ditch the woman enabling the stalking of your boy, who prioritizes her top pal over your boy, who values her top pal's girl more than your boy, who fixates on your boy linking up with this girl over his well-being, who brands your boy an ass for just existing, who dismisses your boy's limits and aims to penalize him for snapping under the pressure. You've battled for a month over your boy's limits, you honor them, she won't budge. She straight up dubbed him an ass for owning his choices and you won for letting him. Ain't that plenty to bolt? You're a lousy parent. OP's reply. So, in your book, it's poor parenting to work through clashes instead of bailing right away? Noted. That tactic sure won't leave kids terrified of fallout from spats with their folks. I'm modeling for my boy that I'll fight tooth and nail for him. Quitting would imply I'd dodge the hassle. Sure, it'd end my beef, but it'd do zilch for him. She's still his mom. In wedlock, barring major red flags, you don't just bail over Rose. She's not outright hurting our boy. She had one sit-down with him on it, where he laid out his stance. I jumped in to uphold his stance, and ever since, it's been our private tussle. He's out of the loop now, it's just us hashing it. But I won't shatter our home that fast. That'd be nuts. Replier. Not the ass, but if it was my boy, I'd chat with him on staying classy even when annoyed, and I'd have him say sorry for how he shot down her ask. The kin ties shift the vibe, plus there's a key takeaway about not torching ties. These teens are just 15, he ain't into his mom's pal's clumsy teen girl today, but future's a wild card. In 6 years, post-college at home, if she's a total stunner, grown, and worlds apart from the kid he shamed, he might rue his approach. And with her catching flack, why not back her up? At least, she's akin to a cousin or tight family buddy, and your boy could learn to defend his inner crew. He ain't required to, nobody's forced to play nice or kind, but that's the caliber of teen I'd aim to raise. OP's reply. I typically dig that angle. The snag is, nearly every polite move our boys made toward her these past 2 years has just sparked more demands and boldness from her on the romance front. Our boy tends to bend over backward for folks. This marks the first real firm pushback from him since he was tiny. I reckon it's vital to hold the line now. Follow up 3 weeks on. With the twists of late, I figured I'd share where things stand. My spouse skipped the Halloween bash. I ferried our boy and his date, and they had a blast. Regrettably, we snagged only 4th in the duo outfit poll. Post-bash, the strain with my spouse eased a ton. She still deemed my moves off base, but she shifted to an "it's over, move on" mindset. The school teasing has spiked. Turns out, my spouse's closest pal's daughter squared off with the girl our boy brought to the bash. That sparked a surge in hazing from other girls, splitting them into rival groups across 2-year levels. It spiraled wild. Some claims have flown that our boy two-timed folks, per assorted girls. Still, our boy stays chill since his real crew gets the real deal. Last Friday, the school rang us up for a huddle over the chaos, pinning our boy as the root, their phrasing, not mine. We linked with admin folks and a teacher Tuesday. They urged our boy to smooth things by vouching for my spouse's closest pal's daughter among peers. He balked and detailed her persistent chasing across 2 years. They resisted his take on her actions, but we wrapped with our boy vowing to supply a rundown of her pursuits over that span. Tuesday night, our boy drafted the rundown and ran it by my spouse and me. Seeing it hit my spouse like a revelation. She got teary, said sorry to our boy, sorry to me, and we shared a deep family embrace. She's fully team us now. She asked our boy if she could pass the rundown to her closest pal, and he greenlit it. But my spouse's closest pal dug in harder instead. Thus, my spouse opted for minimal contact for now. Wednesday, we delivered the rundown to school. As a private academy with tough behavior rules on and off campus, my spouse's closest pal's daughter might catch some penalty for her antics. I pulled our boy from classes for the day, and we hung out one-on-one. Just got him back to school today. That's the scoop. Note, wanted to flag something I dropped in replies. My mom counseled for ages. A gem she shared, true amends and pardon aren't one-offs but journeys. She stressed that rebuilding bonds demands the offender owning up first. From that, she rolled out a family ritual of penning notes when one hurts another. The note spells out, in full, 1. The specific misdeed, 2. The damage it caused, 3. Short-term steps to ease the hurt, and 4. Ongoing efforts to fix it and dodge repeats. My spouse is drafting hers now. The recipient can reply and call for extra fixes to heal the wound. My spouse gets she's just starting the path and it'll unfold slowly. Key replies. Replier. Thrilled your spouse snapped to it and grasped your boy's side deeper. It bites that her top pal won't face facts or halt her kid. She ought not get piled on like this, but sadly, she cranked the mess higher each time. Fingers crossed your boy dodges more tangle, and it's on those two to own it and settle. How's your spouse faring with the slimmed down tie to her top pal? OP's reply. My spouse laid it out to her top pal, no outreach till she's ready to make amends to us, save crises or parent group stuff, kinda like a school PDA, work-related. Replier. Dying to read the boy's itemized stalking log that flipped his mom. OP's reply. A standout bit for my spouse was a Spring Break 2023 episode she'd blanked on. Our clans jetted off for break in Phoenix together. One evening, we adults set up a cozy loungewear hangout at the rental while the young ones headed out. Our boy opted to stay in, so the younger girl hung back too. She snapped loads of shots and slung them online, probably Instagram. Caption, date night. Word spread at school, and tons messaged our boy. He insisted she delete it, which she did. Our boy filled us in post-trip, but my spouse had let that one slip her mind. Replier. Any wagers that mom'll be a nightmare-in-law? A type like her might just greenlight her boy wedding her dream match. Sympathies to whatever gal lands with this kid, his dad, the OP, seems top-notch, but with this mom lurking, that bride's days'll be torment. OP's reply. Alright, gotta stick up for my spouse some. Yeah, the last month's been hellish, but that's not her usual vibe with our boy or gals he's into. This summer, a new neighbor girl settled a few doors over, and when she greeted our boy, he flashed that classic 15-year-old crush jitters. My spouse hit the shop, grabbed pastries, and nudged our boy to deliver them as a welcome gift and chat her up. So, nah, I don't buy she's locked on this match enough to block him from anyone else down the line. Follow-up 2 months on. Wrapping this with the last word. Post the school saga last term, my spouse's top pal yanked her girl from there, she's at the nearby public spot now. A week back, our boy got an email from the girl saying sorry for the prior term's nonsense and wondering if they could stay pals. Seems her dad finally pulled her aside and broke down how her moves land from a guy's angle. Our boy replied that he took the sorry but figures space is smartest. He sent good vibes for her fresh start. My spouse's top pal keeps pushing that our boy owes her girl a sorry. My spouse shut that down hard, no way. A handful more kids caught school heat since my prior note, but the storm's quieted there. We're in family therapy, and it's clicking nicely. That's it. Last word. Peak pair of replies. Replier. The tragedy is, if OP's boy had stalked the spouse's pal's girl, it likely wouldn't have dragged without cops stepping in. Stoked OP's spouse and the spouse's ex-pal's spouse backed OP's boy and schooled the girl on her wrongs. At least she got the memo, not like her mom. Replier.